Hello Factorio engineers, welcome to the second part of my Pyanodon's adventure. In this part I will show you my new setups, upgrades and all the differences from the first part. My hub looks similar at the moment. I am crafting bots and trains here along with some other stuff and adding more of them constantly. This is how it changed in the last 100 hours. I will update this info in every part. Let's start with copper plate production this time. It was the most miserable part of the first video, but now it looks great. I used this long production chain for molten copper, and this place will be my main copper plate depot entire game. I will only make minor upgrades once I unlock better recipes. I received tailings from here as a byproduct, and as I mentioned in the first part, I will be collecting all of them by trains. Train amount is now 2 and I have 4 tailing stations at the moment. I moved sand casting production to here and added 1 more unit. It is a very important item for metal plate productions. Make sure you always have enough of it. I built a new Seaweed Farms on with rank 2 recipe. I overbuilt them on purpose, thinking I would need them a lot. Ash separation continues as before. I still have a lot in the storage, but all will be used in the future. Gold plates are piling up. I started to produce fertilizer here. These will be needed for plants. I added a few tailings ponds here for more capacity. Biosamples are here. I increased the coal production a little. Automation science specs are looking great. Molten glass storage looks better now. Lamps are sufficient this time. This is not working non-stop, but I have enough in storage. I upgraded the capacity of the syngas storage a little. Labs are working this time, and SPM is around 65. It looks like I needed more of these and I built even more farms. I moved battery production to here, but more glass is needed obviously. This zone will be my smelter area. Here is the fuel station for all the smelters. Iron plate production is exactly the same and still working great. Steel and aluminium are also great. I added tin and lead besides them. I built another molten glass production zone. This one is working with pure sand recipe. I actually don't need that much molten glass right now, but I overbuilt these on purpose for future needs. High Science Pack 2 is produced here. Good alien samples are a bit annoying to craft, others are easy to obtain. I used multi-item tray for some parts. A new moss setup with 75 farms that produce 15 moss per second. Mechanical parts 1 is produced here. Ammonia production is higher now. I updated the tin production zone. It's much bigger now. I'm using this recipe. This train is waiting for good alien samples, but it looks like I have a missing item in the production chain. I'm sure you can guess which item I'm missing. Of course, it's the lab instruments. I don't like this one, it needs too much rubber. If you don't want to experience something similar to this, make sure you have sufficient amount of rubber production. I updated here and using pure sand recipe. I stored a lot of fuel for later. A new simple circuit board production site, but it's not working properly at the moment. I need more solder for it. Glasswork still looks great, except this one. I recently built here for casein production. I expanded the chromium production. Casting units are now working in full capacity. I'm still using this train here, but I updated the waiting conditions. Now it's operating as I want. I still don't need this lubricant. Here is a small production site for borax, which is not enough. This Antimony Oxide zone is under construction. I was upgrading here when I realized that I reached 400 hours and saved the game for backup. It will be completed in the next part. I'm using tin grade 1 for this one, and I think I stored enough for now. As I mentioned in the first part, this is not a good way to obtain formic acid. My storage is now empty. Instead of this, building more wrack paddocks would be my choice if I play again. Here is the Arqad Zone. I picked the third replacement for queens, and I highly suggest it. This one looks very appealing too, but you can easily produce sufficient amount of these. Producing the queens directly is much better choice in my opinion. Rubber is now here, but I need formic acid first. I also expanded here for more output. I used all the stored bone meal for organic solvent. I don't think that was a good idea. There are more new buildings for animals and plants. This one is my favorite plant. Its biomass value is insane. Once I discovered it, I used this plant for carbon dioxide production for the rest of the game. This is the zone for some animals and animal leftovers. Fish oil and blood depots are full. Nexelit plate is also looking great. Cottonguts are no longer an issue. I stored them a lot, but if I played again, I wouldn't stop producing them. Some recipes demand them in very high amounts. I built another moss farm here. More plants with the most basic recipes. Nothing changed in this zone. This one looks like a little more than what I need. Fuel zone is looking great. I added more buildings for benzene and aromatics. 2 tailings trains are operating at the moment. I have 3 crude oil sources and I am turning it into more useful fluids. There are 2 saline water outposts right now and I will add more soon. I used excess medium distillates and turned them into other fluids which I won't need for a long time. I doubled the amount of oil power plants. Tons of backup fuel is ready. I made some additions here. Power production is enough and 50% more than the first part. Oil sand may look unnecessary. I thought that at first, but when I started using it, I understood its value. I'm using it for heavy oil here, and this may be unnecessary, but I will use it for syngas in the future, and that was the only way of supplying enough syngas for me. Simple tin cable production. I'm using multi-item trays here. PyScience Pack 1 storage looks great. I upgraded lead mining a little bit. Logistic science packs are also more than enough at the moment. Finally, let's look at the power and the production charts. That's all for now. Thank you for watching so far. If you enjoyed, please like the video and subscribe for more. See you in the next part.